So this is mad. This is just mad, and I don't think it's the best thing to be posting right as you're about to be drafted. No offense to Cody McMahon. So who is Cody McMahon? Cody McMahon is the person who went viral last year, if you guys don't know, one minor thing, for sitting on the bench giving the finger towards the camera. Cody McMahon is also one of the best, could be one of the best, is one of the highest upside players in this draft. A player for Ole Miss, a former player for Ohio State. And she was part of the Ohio State Iowa rivalry. She was part of that rivalry. And she is somebody that, in her defense, has she beat Iowa. I think she hit the free throws to beat Iowa last year. She gave as good as she got with Iowa. And if you guys don't know this, if you ask Caitlin Clark who her biggest rivals are, it's this Ohio State team. And they were the Big Ten rivals. If you guys don't know what Caitlin Clark did, I can't remember what the top said, but they had their team phrase written on a t-shirt that was given to everybody in the crowd. And Iowa beat Ohio State in Ohio State. So Caitlin Clark robbed one of the t-shirts and put it on and posed with it. I don't think people understand Demon Caitlin Clark. It is a different person. People being oh, Caitlin Clark has this squeaky clean reputation. It's no, hell no. Hell no. Caitlin Clark, Demon Caitlin is a thing. Demon Caitlin is a thing. But if you agree that this is kind of a crazy thing to do, especially when you've lost, subscribe. We're trying to stay over 57,730 subscribers. We've beaten it by 7. We've gone up above 40 and then below 30 again. But Cody McMahon, after Iowa lost, posting laughing emojis. Posting a laughing emoji. But I get it. It's funny when your rival loses, but not after you were upset as well. Could you? It's one thing. And by the way, you don't play for Ohio State anymore. You don't play in the same conference. And you lost as well. Yes. Were Iowa a complete fraud of a 2 seed? Yes. Is this mad that twice in 5 years Iowa have lost with 10 seed as a 2 seed at home? Yes. It is mad. And hilariously enough, the last time they did it, they went on to make back-to-back championship games. And has Cody McMahon gotten the better of Iowa on one occasion? I think Ohio State beat them once with Cody McMahon. Never in the Big Ten tournament because Iowa won 3 in a row, but I think Ohio State might have beat them once. And even still, she's playing in 2024. I get it. She's a sophomore. But I think she made the All-Big Ten first team as a freshman. But she made as a sophomore. And that Ohio State team had her, JC, Celeste Taylor. They were pretty stacked. And even last year she had Jelani Cambridge as a teammate. And they only beat Iowa on the free throw line. But this is what we call rent-free. The way she celebrated at the end, she was all of this disrespect about Iowa towards Ohio State. She basically was freaking calling out the players that weren't even there anymore. And I actually don't mind that when it comes to Cody McMahon. I don't mind the stuff she did last year. I don't mind her using that to spur her on. But laughing about a team losing when you're already out, that's fan shit. That is the type of stuff that fans do. And it's the type of stuff that is petty from a fan perspective. And I mean this when I say this, I can say that as somebody who does it. It is incredibly petty. Celebrating your rival's losses when you're doing shit yourself is something fans do to kind of, it is petty, but it's to make them feel a bit better about themselves. I'm a Leeds United fan. When the red side of Manchester, when the scum lose, I'll celebrate. Unless it's against a relegation rival and beat all our relegation rivals, but lose to us next week. But at the same time, that's fan shit. It's not what players should be doing. And Caitlin Clark going to drop 40 on whoever team drafts her. And people don't understand it. Everyone's these rivalries don't matter. Caitlin Clark has dropped 19 assists and a career high on JC Sheldon's head. We saw what Caitlin Clark did to JC Sheldon. There is the only time Caitlin has screamed in anyone's face as far as a WNBA player is concerned has been with JC Sheldon. Like, I love how JC Sheldon, when JC Sheldon was like hacking the shit out of her, and she was like, Caitlin was just like, I can just do whatever I want. Basically, as a being like a you can't guard me, and it became a bigger deal than it was. But like JC Sheldon brought out Demon Caitlin last year. That Connecticut game when she was hitting those threes and just screaming every time, when she was hyping the crowd and her coach had to yank her in, like, you better believe these Ohio State players, they're going to be the ones that will trigger Demon Caitlin. And that's when you get a different player. But Caitlin Clark lives rent-free. I'm not going to finish that tweet. But Caitlin Clark, absolutely. But they lost to Minnesota. They lost to a team ironically worse than Iowa. But it's like Caitlin Clark. And by the way, Cody McMahon, I don't think has any issue with a single player that's on that Iowa team. Maybe Kylie Fairbach. Taylor McCabe, I don't think played enough. Stolke was only there for a year. It was that was Caitlin Clark Iowa teams. The hatred from Cody McMahon is towards the Caitlins of the world, the Kate Martins, the Gabby Marshalls, probably the Monica Zananos maybe of the world. Because they were the teams that stopped Ohio State from ever winning a Big Ten championship. Maryland won one. No, Ohio State never won one. I don't even think they made. Well, yeah, after JC and Celeste left, they didn't make the finals. But like, it is one of those things where I just find it hilarious that she has so much time for laughing at Iowa when you lost yourself. I'm good with using rivalries for competitive balance, but it's like, imagine this is like, as a player, she literally lost, and then the next day is laughing at another team losing. You lost as a higher seed as well. Were Ole Miss. Maybe they weren't. No, they weren't the higher seed. I predicted them to win. I think a lot of people predicted Ole Miss to win. But yeah, look, and not only that, she got fucking fouled out in her last college game. That being said, it's going to be crazy because Cody McMahon I think she's in that like range where it wouldn't be a surprise if she falls to the second round. She's probably a first round pick. Ironically, this time last year, people were predicting Pow Pow at 4. Pow Pow at 18. So with Cody McMahon, she's an elite driver. Not the greatest shooter. I don't know what position she'll end up being at the WNBA level. But with Cody McMahon, she'll be drafted and she'll make a roster. I have no doubt about that. But yeah, look, it's an all-around interesting situation. What is happening with this player who is clearly one of Caitlin Clark's biggest haters, biggest rivals. And again, people talk about, Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark's biggest rival. No, it's not. Caitlin Clark's biggest rival is that Ohio State team. And her main matchup was JC Sheldon. And Cody McMahon is another player Caitlin Clarkson want to drop 40 at. There are certain rivals that are media manufactured. The Caitlin Clark versus that Ohio State team, and that Ohio State team versus that Iowa team, that shit's personal. Like, that is the only thing where I'm like, when it comes to Caitlin, where it's like, it is personal. And it's personal both ways. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. See you guys.